Jennifer Van Laar is the managing editor at Red State, and she joins us now, and she has another interesting part of this continuing saga. And Jennifer, thanks for coming on. You got a piece this week that claims that the Biden corruption whistleblower, this guy Zlochevsky, tough name to say, is an SVR asset. SVR is Russia's foreign intelligence service. It's their version of the CIA in Russia. You're saying you have a source in the FBI who says the Burisma founder is a Russian asset. Tell me what that would mean in this case.
Yes, so it's not FBI. It's a source actually through the Defense Intelligence Agency, who has been working on a few different cases regarding a defector that you might remember that came out about 2 years ago, and some information that that person brought and that they've been debriefing and briefing members of Congress on since that time. So the allegation is that Zlochevsky, I can't say it correctly either, is a member of Russia's FSB, and that he and other members of the Ukrainian government, minister level above, a lot of them had ties with Russia at that time because you kind of had to, because Russia had a lot of influence within Ukraine, and so did we. So they're kind of playing both sides against each other. And that's not hard to do when you have someone like Joe Biden in charge. So what it would mean is that he was taking money from someone who was reporting straight back to Moscow what was happening. And so they've known about it this whole time. And it just means that the Bidens are completely compromised. And at that time, Joe Biden wasn't looking forward to this Ukraine war. He was looking to life after the Obama White House and how he was going to support his family. And all he cared about was getting money for that.
And so now we have, if that is in fact true, and we have not confirmed that, it would mean that there are allegations that not only has Biden taken money from China, which is an adversary, but also has taken millions and millions of dollars from the Russians, another adversary. And yet this story is about nowhere to be found in any of the mainstream press. Jennifer, thank you for great reporting, and thanks for joining us tonight to explain that side of the story. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Sebastian Gorka joins me now to talk more about this. You just heard the latest, and again, we can't confirm that specific part of the story, but it makes sense. The guy was operating Burisma. Yanukovych was very Russia-connected, was basically Russia. The whole country has been very Russia-connected for the last 30 years since the fall of the Union. Your response to all this?
Well, there's a very important detail that seems to be left out of most of the reporting, if ever it arrives in the mainstream legacy-lying media. Who was President Biden during the Obama administration? Why was he traveling to Ukraine and bribing them by saying, if you don't fire the chief investigator, the prosecutor Shokin, who's investigating Burisma, the company that's paying my son $83,000 a month, you don't get $1 billion worth of loan credits? Well, that's because, guess what? Joe Biden was the official point person on Ukraine for the Obama administration. Why is that? What is his background? I mean, he was a senator who liked to railroad and execute high-tech lynchings of black conservatives like Clarence Thomas as the head of the Judiciary Committee. According to Robert Gates, Obama's Secretary of Defense and director of the CIA, he was wrong on every issue. Biden was wrong on every issue for 47 years when it comes to international affairs. So why is he the point person for Obama on Ukraine? The whole thing stinks to high heaven, and that's why we understand Burisma, the $5 million payoff for Hunter, the $5 million payoff for Joe, which we now have from another source at the Federalist telling us was extorted by the Bidens. They demanded the $10 million payoff.
Yeah, I read that as well. It's amazing. Here's a shouted question today at the president as the media is finally getting some traction here. They didn't want to. This was probably somebody from the New York Post, but this is regarding the corruption allegation. Take a listen.
Why did the Ukraine FBI informant file refer to you as the FBI? Why is that term really applied? Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
That's such a dumb question.
Dumb question. He's getting hit with these. He got one walking out of, I think, off the House floor or something like that the other day. He was somewhere. It looked like that, and he got yelled, and he just laughed and walked away awkwardly. He has no answer for this.
Yeah, he stumbled out of, I think it was the Roosevelt room in the White House, and then he peeked back from behind the door angrily as he does. Look,
okay.
We have the voicemail. This is stunning. People need to just do their homework. We know it's Hunter's laptop because his lawyers demanded it back. And on there, who does this? Who records all of their voicemails on their laptop? And in it, he's complaining to a family member, to his daughter, saying, well, at least you won't have to give up half of your income to your father like I have to. What income? You mean the millions that you get from Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, China? It's Hunter Biden's voice telling you that I'm paying off my daddy for decades.
And the same government that told us that there's no way that COVID came from a lab and the same Washington establishment that told us all of these nonsensical lies are telling us that there's nothing to this story, when everybody that actually, you read about this for 2 minutes in an article or listen to 2 minutes of facts about it and you say, obviously, this is a corrupt family. I mean, anybody with a half a brain that looks at these facts, it's very obvious to. But that's the power of establishment Washington and the media, that they can still pull the wool over the eyes of so many millions of Americans. Dr. Gorka, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Rob. God bless.